Welcome back to your favorite channel. It's the PBC. It's your boy PBK9s giving it to you the way I always do. Fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. We got some things to talk about on today's episode. How these pets are being treated in this freezing cold out here. We got news going down from across the country, from across the world, and I'm the one that's gonna give it to you. I'm just the one that's gonna give it to you the way you like it. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my brother Street Rossi out there. Salute to my brother Paul Johnson rocking with the Bay. Salute to my brother Bradford. Salute to my brother Mr. 216 Bulldogs. You know what I'm saying? That were rocking with me in my last videos. Salute to all the brothers. Brother Ken Lightning was rocking with me in my last video. Salute to all the brothers that be rocking with the Bay, man. You know, I still not 100% yet. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Keep that thing going. Keep that thing rolling. Big salute to my brother Trevor Laley out there, man. Everybody doing what they got to do, from South Carolina to Maine, from South Carolina to Florida, from South Carolina to California, Arizona, Washington, Texas. All my brothers out there taking care of them dogs, man. North Dakota, South Dakota, Idaho. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doing what they got to do from the United States across the world, taking care of these pets, no matter what kind of pet you got right about now, because Jack Frost don't care. If Jack Frost catch your pet outside slipping, you'll know it. You know what I'm saying? You will know it. So y'all hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel yet. First, we're going to get into this news coming from Pennsylvania area, with 20, I want to say 23 dogs were seized from a brother, or they're looking for the owner rather, but the dogs were seized. They were left out in the freezing cold. And you know, I always say, you know, if you could bring your dogs in times like this, bring them in, you know. But if you got 20 and 30 and 40 dogs, and I'm speaking about if you're taking care of them properly, and all of a sudden, because we can't judge the weather, and this cold snap come, you know, you can't bring 30 and 40 dogs in. Just because you can't bring 30 and 40 dogs in, don't mean you're not taking care of your animals. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean that, man. Your dogs can be the best looking dogs in the country, but you just can't bring them on the inside. And when Jack Frost rolling, Jack Frost is rolling, my brothers. You know what I'm saying? So what we're going to do, we're going to get into this first article, and then we're going to get into the next one, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy PBK9s giving it to you like I always do. Like I say, y'all tune in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know where you're going to get it from, and you know where you're going to get it from like you like to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it.
23 dogs chained outside during winter storm in Aliquippa, believed to be involved in illegal fighting. Nearly 24 dogs were rescued after they were found chained outside in Aliquippa during the winter storm, the Beaver County Humane Society announced on Tuesday. The Humane Society is now caring for the 23 dogs, which were believed to be involved in the illegal fighting activity. Officers said they were found outside on Saturday, injured and heavily chained, with no access to shelter, food, or water. The investigation began after the Humane Society learned there were several complaints about dogs kept outside during the massive winter storm. After clearing a path to the residents, we learned that the resident was not present at the property, but we could hear multiple dogs crying and screaming from behind the property. Clearly in distress, Humane Society police officer Wendy Stafford said in a press release. The Humane Society said the dogs were found in the back of the property, shaking and lethargic, which are behaviors consistent with prolonged cold exposure and hypothermia. Some of the dogs were also visibly injured and needed immediate medical care, rescuers said. The Beaver County Humane Society and Aliquippa Police started removing the dogs, but because of the winter storm and strong winds, it took more than 5 hours to get the dogs to safety. Officer Stafford suspects the dogs were involved in illegal fighting activity, which is a third-degree felony in Pennsylvania and punishable by up to $15,000 in fines and up to 7 years in prison. The Humane Society said some of the dogs required emergency surgery and others face a long and complex rehabilitation. It is asking people to consider volunteering or donating to help care for the dogs. Any shelter that experiences a sudden increase in resident animals will see their resources quickly depleted, but we're doing everything we can to help these poor dogs, shelter manager Kaylin Smith Rankin said in a news release. Our staff remain focused on helping these dogs recover from their injuries and understand that they're safe with people who care about them.
Big shout out to the brother Street Rossi. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Street Rossi, you know how the Bay got to do it, man, giving that dog news from across the world. This next article we about to check out, you know what I'm saying, exclusive on PBK9s. I didn't even see this on Facebook, no none of that. Exclusive. CNN satellites from outer space beaming in, chiming in. Salute to them brothers. Salute to them sisters that be hitting me with that dog news over the past few days, man. Couple days. Like I said, I ain't 100% yet. I know I ain't, you know, but it just is what it is. Keep it going, keep it rolling. Salute to the brother Trevor out there holding it down. Trevor Lay. Salute to all my folk that rocking with the Bay, man. Inside out and outside and in. You know, we just gonna give brothers this dog news and sisters this dog news the way they want it. Fair and uncut, man. This next article, you know, it's a rather sad situation. You know, it's a rather sad situation, man. Um, two fellas lost their lives in the snow. You know what I'm saying? Two fellas lost their lives in the snow. Um, I think this happened somewhere outside of the United States because of the names and a lot of the areas that was pronounced. But I didn't see exactly what state it was in, or province it was in, or country, or you know what area it was at. I just maybe somebody will recognize some of the names that they're calling out. You know, and it could be in the United States. You know, but I just didn't think it was from some of the names that was called out. But this situation, man, we got two brothers that, you know, I guess they got lost in the snow or got, you know, somewhere out there they got lost and it was freezing and they had the pit bull with them. And, you know, things didn't go well with them and the brothers end up freezing to death in the snow. Uh, but the thing was, the pit bull stayed by their side for over 4 hours until rescue came, till the people came to rescue the boys, which were, you know, it was too late. But needless to say, the dog didn't care. It was too late. Because if he stayed there for 4 hours, he would have stayed there until he died. You know? So what we're going to do is we're going to get into this news. You know where you got it from first. CNN satellites from outer space. Big shout out and big thanks to all the brothers and sisters that be giving me that news. I can't say thank you enough, man. You know what I'm saying? And everybody that be rocking with me. You know, everybody that they know what it is. You know when I get rolling, how I'm dropping that dog content for you. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into this dog news. Pitbull stands guard over his owners, you know, until rescue come.
Two boys freeze to death in snow. Loyal Pitbull stands guard for 4 days. For 4 days, paws buried in snow, Jonu stood guarding his buddies, Vixit and Piyush. Neither hunger and thirst, nor the freezing temperatures could budge the Pitbull from its vigil. On Monday, when IAF pilots and mountain rescue teams came looking for cousins, Vixit, 19, and Piyush, 13, they found them frozen to death atop a hill in Himachal's Chamba district and saw Jonu standing guard. Famished, broken yet brave and alert, as if waiting for the boys to wake up and call him. For over half an hour, the Pitbull didn't leave its post. Again and again, the rescue team tried to nudge it away, but Jonu wouldn't budge. Eventually, it perhaps understood that the men were there to help, not harm, and allowed itself to be carried away. Even then, Jonu watched from a distance, unmoving yet alert. A video of this tragic yet touching moment has been going around social media. The rescuers, too, were moved by the youngsters' deaths and the dog's loyalty. Vixit and Piyush lived in Malkota village, around 115 kilometers from Dalhousie and 60 kilometers from Chamba town. According to Sanjeev Kumar, Sarpanch of Sanchuyan village, which covers Malkota, Vixit's father, Sanjay Rana, had got 2 pit bull pups from a relative and gifted them to the 2 boys. The other pit bull was also with Jonu, Vixit, and Piyush when they trekked up a hill last Thursday, but hasn't been traced yet, said the Sarpanch. Piyush's family had sent him to live with Vixit's family years ago, as his father is a mental patient and the odd work he does isn't enough to feed the family of 8. Vixit and Piyush grew up alongside the pit bulls, and wherever they went, the pit bulls followed, not because they were trained to, but because they felt they belonged. Vixit's father died last year. The family would usually migrate to lower regions during winters, but this year they stayed back. Vixit's mother, Nita Devi, spoke to me about 10 days ago. She said they would migrate to Indora, close to Punjab border, 200 kilometers away, but for some reason they didn't, said the Sarpanch. A few months ago, Vixit's mother had gifted him and Piyush a smartphone and the youngsters started vlogging, hoping their voice would travel further than their feet ever could. On January 22nd, aiming to shoot a reel, the two youths set off for the snow-laden heights of Barmani range nearby. They trekked to Barmani Temple and then moved further into its upper reaches, known to become treacherous after snowfall. Barmore SDM Vikesh Sharma on Monday said there was a yellow alert for snowfall that day, yet the boys went on. That night, the weather worsened and heavy snow blanketed the mountains. On January 23rd, when the boys didn't return home, panic set in. Their families contacted the administration. Officials said the area where the boys were believed to be filming was buried under more than 3 feet of snow. The administration launched a rescue operation involving police, SDRF, mountaineers, and local volunteers, but fresh snowfall on January 23rd made it extremely risky. On this day, Vixit managed to place a chilling phone call to his family, the SDM said. In a weak voice, he said his fingers were so numb that he couldn't even send his location. Gasping for breath, he said Piyush was growing weaker and that he was trying to bring him back by using a sleeping bag. On January 24th, visibility dropped further. The administration thought of using drones, but most local drone operators, who typically do wedding shoots, had moved to Pathankote and Nurpur due to the harsh winter. An official drone was available, but the operator lacked experience. With no helicopter available at that stage, hopes dimmed. On January 25th, IAF deployed 2 helicopters. Multiple sorties were attempted despite the dangerous weather. On January 26th morning, a helicopter spotted a body lying in the snow, with a dog standing beside it. The pilots guided the search party, who retrieved one body and had it flown out. In the second sortie, Yonu was rescued. In another daring operation, the chopper pilots flew close to terrain until they managed to spot the other victim. By Monday afternoon, both bodies were handed over to their families.
Now, let me speak about this real quick. This really has nothing to do with that situation, but it has something to do with the cold, and it has something to do with these people out here selling dog houses and all this other stuff. Now, we see that these folk make dog houses, and they make them expensive. They be some of the cheapest. When I say cheap, I mean they don't last long, you know, and they'll be expensive when it comes to dog houses you buy from the stores and stuff. You know, don't these dog house makers know and understand that the dog goes through 4 weathers, 4 seasons? You know what I'm saying? 4 seasons while he's living in that dog house. Why haven't the regular dog houses been coming with heat in them? A regular dog house should come with heat in it. You know, even if it don't come with no AC, it should come with heat. Maybe AC as well. You know, if it got to be charged up by a battery. You know, you use batteries for everything else. Your remote controls and this and that and this and that. Make these dog houses where they come battery operated with heat and AC. You know, even if it's not AC like we got in our house, it can be a cool fan that blows from the inside of the house where the dog can go in there and cool off. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about no $2,000 or $3,000 dog house. I'm talking about the same ones that cost $100, $150, $200. You can create them dog houses to where they have heat and AC or some type of cool air in them. You know, you want to take brothers' money, you know, but make these dog houses legitimate. You know what I'm saying? Make them legitimate, man, because we can use them. But then at cold times, your dog out there freezing. Only thing it is keeping your dog from getting wet at the end of the day. It ain't keeping your dog cool. It ain't keeping your dog warm. It's keeping your dog from getting wet. So we need the doghouse makers to step their damn game up. You know what I'm saying? Need them doghouse makers to step their game up. And I'm talking about the ones that got doghouses in the stores. You know? Because like I always say, man, brothers take certain comments I say and they run with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of getting a message on my damn my YouTube from somebody that just finally watched the black Pitbulls or mixed dog videos, and then they comment about, I know plenty black dogs aren't this, black dogs aren't mixed, black. These are the guys who don't even watch the videos. They just look at the title. Don't even see from the time I start the video, you can see that I was joking about the titles. You know what I'm saying? Now, number 2, for brothers that talking about Brandy Girl was Brundle and all that. That don't got nothing to do with our conversation about Red Boy Jocko. You know what I'm saying? Red Boy Jocko dogs and them Rottweiler color dogs and them Willow Peak eyebrows. That don't got nothing to do with our conversation. You know what I'm saying? Period. Because we all know Red Boy pedigree ain't right. You know, we all know the pedigree ain't right because I told y'all and I asked y'all, who is Tramp? Bass Tramp. Not Bass Tramp, Red Boy. I asked you who was Bass Tramp. Red Boy Daddy. You ain't got that on no paper. Red Boy Daddy say Tills Jeff. Tills Jeff ain't Red Boy Daddy, it's Bass Tramp. But that ain't on paper because Tramp was found at a gas station or found at a store, however you want to call it. Being Tramp didn't have no papers. They registered under Tills Jeff. So you don't actually know what the fuck Red Boy is off of. I don't care what Katie Marlowe say or what none of them say. If they can't prove to me, not by because you was an old schooler saying it, you know, the dog was found at a gas station. Now, like I said before in my videos, back in the days, just like now, in every city, I don't care where you at, what state you in, there's only a certain amount of bulldoggers there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I can be in New York City. I can be in Queens, Manhattan, Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? And say, you have most stray dogs running around up there. At least back in the days you did. You have most stray dogs running. But down south, you say you find a pit bull running stray at a gas station back in the 70s and early 80s. You find a pit bull running stray. Everybody who got pit bulls know the other people in the city with pit bulls. Now, what you can't say is that dog come from that city. Somebody could have bought that dog and dropped him off at the gas station from another city. You know, the dog could have been jumped off the back of the truck. Nobody ain't dropped the dog off. The dog, they stopped with the dog on the back of the truck. Dog jumped off after maybe seen a cat or something. Maybe he seen a deer. Jumped off the back of the truck and broke off running, and the person couldn't get the dog back. So how would you know what that dog is off of if he coming from a whole nother city and just so happened to get off the back of the truck and now you found him? You don't know what that dog off of, you know? But in them small cities, in them small towns, back in the 70s, you know, when a pit bull was spotted, 9 times out of 10, you know, folk knew where them dogs, or thought they knew where them dogs came from. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what y'all gotta do is stop trying to, like I say, sugarcoat why you got a brindle dog, or why you got a black dog, or why you got a Rottweiler color dog off a dog that don't supposed to look like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying nothing wrong with your dog, but it just is what it is. Y'all make every excuse in the book. And then when I tell you, you make every excuse in the book, that's when you get down in my comments talking about, oh, I'm doing this, or oh, I'm saying this, or oh, I don't know. I'm talking about bullshit, or oh, this and oh, that. Man, listen here, the pit bull community is one of the lostest dog communities it is in all breeds of dogs. I say that to say this. I always say, we know them pedigrees. We break them pedigrees down until it's time for us to really break them pedigrees down. When it's time for you to really know about this pedigree, you act like you're stupid. You act like you're dumb and don't know, oh, this shit don't belong here. This shit don't belong there. You know what I'm saying? I tell you what, like I said before, let one of my white brothers and one of my white sisters have a baby and your baby come out brown. And let that sister say, oh, this because my granddaddy, or let that sister say, oh, this because of one of my ancestors from back in the early 1900s. You know, one of my ancestors from the early 1900s was black. And I'm talking about 1901, 1890 something like that. My brother, you telling me you gonna ride with that? You gonna ride with, oh, one of her ancestors from the early 1900s, late 1800s was black, and you think that popped out and gave you a black baby in 2026? Play with it and act like you don't know, man. Act like you don't know. That's what these brothers in the dog community do. And you throw names, you call people names, you say this, you say that, all because you're too heavily invested in the bullshit. You know, it just is what it is, man. It is what it is. Like I said, day by day go on, day by day go, and I see some of the most ignorantest comments comment in my comment list or whatever. You just say the dumbest of things, man. And it just made me look at it like, I see why these pit bulls are stuck at $1,000, $1,500, stuck at that price. I see why brothers can't sell their dogs no more than $500, man. It ain't the brothers that's selling it. It's the ignorance around you, my brother. You know, these pit bull brothers, they don't want to see you succeed. They want to see the same old people doing the same old shit. And like I say, them sitting up under the tree, listening to the same old bullshit ass story. You know? Nah, man. 2026, we doing real legitimate shit with these dogs. You know what I'm saying? These littles that I got now, or these puppies I got now, I'm bringing these puppies out for and doing. I'm doing scent work with these puppies. I'm making sure I'm staying on a level and a lane of my own, man. I'm doing scent work. Fuck the bite work. Bite work is too easy. Bite work is too lazy for these brothers. You can easily copy that shit. I'm doing something you can't copy unless you really put in the work, unless you really want to do that shit. If you want to do it and you want to really put in the work, yeah, do it then. When it comes to all that other shit, man, these brothers will bite your style, they copy your style, they talk shit about you, and they try to do the same thing that you do at the end of the damn day. You know what I'm saying? Same thing you'll be doing. Everybody philosophers when it comes to what's a game dog or is this dog game or is this dog not game? You know, everybody want to see a scarred up dog. They call him a warrior. Don't know if he a cur or not. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, dog. I call it the way I see it. The same way the pit bulls have some of the most sophisticated pedigrees and brothers break that shit down, you have some of the dumbest ass owners out here. These pit bulls are smarter than the damn owners. I'm gonna say that's a qualification that need to be made when it comes to these dogs. If you don't got basic common sense intelligence, you don't need to be owning these dogs. They need to have some type of questionnaire or some type of quiz or something that they make you take, like driver's license, before you even get these damn dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't need them. Everybody don't deserve them, man. Everybody don't need them. They don't deserve them. And it shows on a daily basis when it comes to these animals, man. Plain out and simple, like I always say. You know what you're rocking. It's the Bay, giving it to you like I always do, fair and unbiased. Salute to my brothers out there, man. Salute to my brothers and my sisters out there that's doing it. Now, to y'all tree huggers that can't understand where some of the dog stories come at. Like I told y'all, brothers, oh, I can get arrested and I can get charged. I can have to go to court. I can have to buy lawyers. I can have to pay court fees and all this other stuff. But I can't tell my story. Get the hell out of here and go sit your ass somewhere down. Go sit your ass down somewhere and shut the hell up when it comes to my channel. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I can't help you can't meet some of these brothers at a common area, a common place. You know? These brothers don't give a damn what you talking about down in that chat, not in the chat, down in them comments, tree hugging, talking about, oh, we glorifying dog fight. Nobody ain't glorifying shit. What I'm doing is telling my story. If you don't like it, like I said, back in the days, you used to turn the channels like this. Now they do it like this. You know, turn that motherfucker. You know, go look at your favorite dog channel and see what the hell they talking about. And 9 times out of 10, your punk ass wind up right back over here. You know, salute to all them real dog brothers, man. Take care of them pets, like I always say. Taking care of them animals out there, doing what they gotta do in the cold and the heat. You know what I'm saying? When it's raining out there. You know, like I said, PBK9 doing shit with these Walk'em dogs that Walk'em wasn't doing. None of them motherfuckers was doing. Legitimate shit, taking these dogs, fuck walking down the street, that's legitimate. Walking down the street with one dog on a leash, that's legitimate. But I'm doing work with these dogs, taking working dogs and working them. You know what I'm saying? Working them, you know? And one thing about it, a lot of y'all ain't gonna see it the way I see it because a lot of y'all look at Walk'em like, oh, big them, little you. Like I told you, I was kicking ass back in my days. You know what I'm saying? It was never that. Never that. So we on 2 different levels from the start, big dog. You know what I'm saying? Look at it like that. We started out on 2 different levels, homie. You know, you look at them like this, I look at them like food. When it come down to the come down, everybody competition. You know what I'm saying? I ain't bowed down to no other dog man back in my days. And like I told y'all brothers before, a lot of y'all, you be biased, but you ain't competition. All he is a buyer. All he is a customer. He ain't no competition. He's just a customer. He's just a customer. You think back in the days, right? Because I sold you a dog back in the days when I was into all that stuff, that mean you couldn't take a dog off your yard and come back into me? Not the stuff that I'm selling you. Of course, you ain't gonna bring the stuff that I'm selling you back into me. But you say, oh, because you buying dogs from me back in the days, that you couldn't go back into me? That's the mentality a lot of these dog brothers got. You know what I'm saying? And they want you to have that mentality. You know? And a lot of these dog brothers just stuck in one place, stuck on stupid, and they want you to have that mentality. If you don't have that mentality, like I say, they hate what they don't understand. They fear what they can't conquer. You know? Plain out and simple. PB K9s, and we out.
It's a proven fact that the American Pitbull Terrier is one of the most fascinating dogs worldwide. Maybe you've been thinking about bringing one into your family and need an in-depth look at the history, health, temperament, and lineage. This only means there's one book for you. The Pitbull Encyclopedia is your one-stop shop when it comes to your furry friend or companion. Knowledge is the key to running a successful program, so make sure your Pitbull is secured by having your very own copy of the Pitbull Encyclopedia. Why are you still hesitating about something you can do today?